I hope you are doing well, healthy, and safe. Today I want to share something that took me a very long time to understand. 64 years of observing life, walking through hardship, sitting with my own mistakes, my own fears, my own confusion. 64 years of searching for meaning in silence, in pain, in joy, in loss. And today I will give it to you in one teaching. I will offer you the essence of what life has shown me again and again. Not through theories, not through books, but through experience. When you live long enough, your perspective shifts. You stop being impressed by loud people. You stop being shaken by small problems. You stop being confused by temporary emotions. You begin to see what truly matters, not the noise around you, not the opinions that rise and fall, not the achievements that the world uses to measure success. What matters is the inner state you carry, the quiet strength rooted inside you, the clarity that guides your actions when the world becomes unclear. Most people live their entire lives reacting. They wake up and immediately step into a cycle of reaction, reacting to messages, reacting to emotions, reacting to other people's expectations. They do not breathe, they do not pause, they do not listen to their inner world. They let the outside world tell them who they should be, what they should feel, how they should think. And because of this, their life becomes chaotic. Their mind becomes restless. But when you reach a certain age, you finally see the hidden truth. Peace is not something you find out there. It is something you cultivate within. It is a choice you make every day. It is a discipline you must practice. You learn that no one can give you peace if your mind refuses it. No one can fix your life if you remain unwilling to look inside yourself. No one can save you from your thoughts except you. It took me decades to understand that the quality of your life depends on the quality of your inner world. When your mind is scattered, your life becomes scattered. When your mind is consumed by fear, your choices become weak. When your mind is filled with clarity, your actions become powerful. This is why some people, even with little, walk with confidence, while others, with everything, feel lost. Strength is not a gift. Strength is practiced awareness. You cannot control every situation. You cannot control the behavior of others. You cannot control the storms life brings. But you can control how you breathe in the storm. You can control how you speak to yourself when your mind becomes loud. You can control how you respond when life tests you. That is your true freedom. And once you master that, nothing outside has the power to break you. Simplicity is often the highest form of wisdom. And the first wisdom is this: control your inner world and your outer world will follow. There is a truth that reveals itself only after many decades of living. A truth that cannot be rushed. A truth that life slowly whispers into your ear as you pass through the seasons of your existence. Most of the problems you think are huge right now, most of the situations that steal your sleep, your peace, and your clarity will not matter later. When you are young, every setback feels final. Every failure shakes you. Every disappointment feels like it defines you. But as the years pass, you begin to understand that life moves in cycles. What feels permanent today becomes a memory tomorrow. What feels heavy today becomes light with time. When you have lived long enough, you begin to see that your suffering has shape. It has purpose. It is not here to break you. It is here to prepare you. The pain you are carrying today, the pain you fear you may never recover from, one day you will look back and see that it shaped you into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone more capable of handling life. The people who left you, the ones you begged life to keep, one day you will understand they were never meant to walk any further with you. Not every presence is meant to be permanent. Some are teachers, arriving only long enough to reveal something essential. And those failures that embarrass you today, the ones that make you question your worth, one day you will realize they were necessary. They redirected you, they humbled you, they forced you to grow in ways comfort never could. Life is not punishing you. Life is preparing you. But preparation is uncomfortable. It requires patience. It demands humility. It challenges your sense of control. And most people resist it. They run from discomfort, not realizing that discomfort is the doorway to evolution. If I could speak to my younger self, I would tell him gently, stop rushing, stop thinking you are behind, stop believing you must prove something quickly. The world will try to convince you that life is a race, that everyone else is ahead, that your timeline must match theirs. But this thinking steals your peace. It makes you blind to the beauty of your own path. It convinces you that your value is determined by speed. It is not. Your life has its own rhythm. It unfolds in its own timing. It carries lessons uniquely crafted for you. When you compare your journey to someone else's, you poison your spirit. You forget that every person walks with different wounds, different blessings, different destinies. You are not supposed to arrive at the same time. You are not supposed to bloom at the same season. Flowers that bloom too early often die too soon. Flowers that bloom later sometimes live longer and stronger. When you stop forcing life, when you stop trying to drag the future into the present, something magical happens. Clarity rises, strength rises, peace rises. You begin to understand that life is not happening against you, it is happening for you. And the moment you surrender to its timing, you find freedom. You do not need 64 years to learn this. You simply need presence. You simply need trust. You simply need patience with your own unfolding. If there is a second great lesson these 64 years have carved into me, it is the understanding of energy. Not the energy you read about in books, not the dramatic kind people use as a metaphor, but the quiet, invisible, powerful energy that shapes your life without you noticing. When I was young, I believed people were simply people. Some were kind, some were difficult, some were joyful, some were troubled. I believed everyone deserved access to my time, my attention, and my emotions. But as life unfolded, I discovered that not everyone deserves a seat at your table, and not everyone should be allowed to enter the sacred space that is your inner world. There are people who lift you, and there are people who drain you. Some come into your life with calmness, clarity, and sincerity. Others bring confusion, chaos, and heaviness. And if you are not aware, you allow their energy to mix with yours. You allow their storms to enter your inner peace. You allow their doubts to touch your confidence. Most people do not realize this until too late. The wrong people can pull you away from your path without ever saying a word. Their presence alone becomes a distraction. One of the hardest lessons I learned is this: your environment is stronger than your willpower. Even if you are disciplined, focused, motivated, if you surround yourself with people who live in negativity, who speak with bitterness, who think small and complain loudly, your spirit slowly begins to shrink. Their energy becomes yours. Their fears become yours. Their limitations become yours. That is why protecting your energy is not selfish. It is survival. Life becomes lighter the moment you learn to say no. No to unnecessary conversations. No to constant complaining. No to relationships that only take but never give. No to people who want the benefits of your presence, but not the responsibility of respect. You do not need to explain your no. You do not need to justify your boundaries. You do not need to apologize for protecting your peace. A peaceful life is never an accident. It is built by making intentional choices. And then there is solitude, perhaps the most misunderstood word in today's world. Many fear being alone because they do not know themselves. Many avoid silence because they cannot handle the noise inside their own mind. But solitude is not a punishment. Solitude is a teacher. Some of the greatest strength I found did not come from people. It came from sitting with myself, from listening to my thoughts, from facing my fears without distraction. In the quiet, you begin to see who you really are. In the stillness, you begin to understand what you truly want. In the space of being alone, you reconnect with the deepest part of your spirit. People think loneliness breaks you, but the truth is, loneliness prepares you. It sharpens your discipline. It clarifies your purpose. It removes the unnecessary. It makes you powerful. And when you finally return to the world, you return with a strength that cannot be taken from you. Now let me share the deepest lesson of all, the one that took me most of my life to understand. the one that only reveals itself when you look back at the years you have lived. Everything you seek, everything you think is missing, everything you believe is out there in the world, is already inside you. This is something many people hear, but very few truly grasp. Because from the moment you are young, society teaches you to chase, not to reflect, to accumulate, not to purify, to seek validation, not to seek understanding. The world convinces you that happiness is somewhere ahead of you, somewhere outside of you, somewhere in the hands of another human being. But wisdom shows you something else entirely. The foundation of a strong, peaceful, meaningful life is built internally. What happens inside you creates what happens outside you. And this truth alone holds the power to transform your life in ways you cannot imagine. You may think your stress comes from your job, your relationships, your circumstances. You may think your pain is caused by your past. But if you look deeper, you will find that it is not the situation that breaks you. It is the way you interpret it, the meaning you attach to it, and the story you tell yourself about it. If you want peace, you must create it within. If you want clarity, you must practice it within. If you want strength, you must build it within. Nothing external can replace the work you must do with your own mind, your own emotions, and your own spirit. And this is where most people get lost, because the external world is loud, tempting, distracting. It tells you, fix this and you will be happy, change this person and you will be safe, achieve this goal and you will be fulfilled. But fulfillment is not created through achievement, it is created through alignment with your values, your inner truth, your authentic self. When you sit with yourself, when you ask difficult questions, when you stop running from your emotions, life begins to change. Ask yourself, what belief is limiting me? What fear keeps holding me back? What pain have I been carrying for too long? What part of me needs forgiveness? What part of me needs discipline? The more honest you become with yourself, the more powerful you become. Honesty cuts through confusion. Honesty breaks the chains of self-deception. Honesty opens the door to growth. Maybe life has made you doubt yourself. Maybe life has taken things away from you. Maybe life has broken your heart more than once. But even then, the strength to rise has always come from inside you. Every time you healed, it was your inner wisdom. Every time you endured, it was your inner power. Every time you kept going when everything felt heavy, it was your inner spirit. You do not need 64 years to discover this. You simply need willingness. Willingness to pause, willingness to listen, willingness to look within. Life is not asking you to be perfect. It is asking you to be aware. And awareness is the beginning of transformation. What took me a lifetime to understand, I now offer to you in one teaching. The rest of the journey belongs to you.